All right, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Let's see what kind of conversations we can get going tonight. Let's see, there were some flat earthers that I was thinking of maybe inviting to the... I'm trying to remember who that was. Yeah, if you guys want to support the live, get some conversation going, feel free to press like or share with friends. Are you are you saying that maybe I would invite Gene? You know, I would have Gene on if he wanted to join, but I wasn't going to go out of my way to invite him. There was one guy in my stream last time, I think his name was Sigma Drummer Official or something like that. I was thinking of inviting him and maybe, let's see. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like following him or anything, so. Oh well. And he might not have enough followers yet to join anyway, so. We got a couple dozen in here yet now, so that's good. Circular question. What are you referring to, Ryan Hunt? What's a circular question? How we know Earth is a globe? Or... Ogre loaf, neither has been proven beyond a doubt. Well, maybe to you. I mean, I believe the Earth is a globe, and I believe that's been proven beyond a doubt. And I've talked to many flat earthers who would say the opposite, say the same about flat Earth, so I guess you're trying to sit the fence, which, okay. Because sometimes the sun and moon are both not visible in a clear sky. Well, if they're both below the horizon. Frosted Cake says, hey, Peter. Hey, how's it going? Someone with common sense for one. What are you referring to? Sometimes I feel like I lose context when I'm reading these comments. Oh, we got quite a few people in here now. Yeah, if anybody wants to chat about how we know the Earth is a globe, feel free to comment or join. And that goes for globers who just want to learn more, or for flat earthers who might disagree and want to have respectful debate. Good evening, Kid Eh. Always good to see you. Yeah, we'll see if we can get some interesting conversation going here. Space Baloney says, hello, I've been in the debate for a few months, but I don't think we've met yet. I don't think so either. Doesn't seem familiar. Armando Vega says, Peter! Armando! We need more shapes in this debate. We all lose in a two-party system. Oh, no. This isn't politics, it's science. From all my research trying to disprove flat Earth, I can't. That is a red flag. That's what I hear from every flat earther. That's how they all become flat earthers. But the thing is, I tried and I proved it. Sunset right here. So my thing is that if you're saying that, you already have started with a wrong epistemology. I have a series on epistemology, a 3-part series. You can see it in my TikTok profile. 2 of them are pinned right now. But basically, I mean, you're probably starting with conflict thesis in your like unconscious foundation, and you're also starting with a distrust of authority. So, you're kind of starting off wrong if you are reporting that you can't disprove a flat Earth. It's very easy to disprove if you have correct epistemology. So, yeah, if you want to chat about that, feel free to request to join or something. Alicia's water nonsense. What's going on here? You didn't think about the water, huh? Are you talking to me? Look, I've thought about water. I explained this very carefully to, I think his name was Skinny Slim Paula on one of my lives. And this is something flat earthers always get wrong. Always, 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 always. Water finds its level because things fall. Okay, so the surface, the level surface it forms, is perpendicular to the direction things fall. Well, on a globe, the globe claim is that things fall toward the center. So if water forms a surface perpendicular to the direction the things fall, and that direction is any direction toward the center, then guess what? That forms a sphere. That's a consequence of 3D space, and it does not require gravity to follow that logic either. So try again. Got our first guest request. It's flat. I might remember that username.
Yeah, you do.
You're the one who freaked out when I showed a
Well, I
drawing,
didn't freak out.
didn't you?
You use CGI. You used a it was a computer. You told
It
yourself you
was
made it
not
in
even
Photoshop.
intended to be
Well,
anything
one
other
sec.
than a diagram.
You said
I was
I made this in Photoshop, but you were presenting it as actual evidence when we were speaking. It's like, how can you say tell
No,
people, hey, listen, this is fact, this
no.
is what's happening, but you made it in
All
Photoshop?
right. Before we go any farther, are you going to
Yeah,
respect these rules?
yeah. I read
These
them before
rules.
I got on. I just got one.
All
I just
right.
got one. I got one question. So you said that the Earth is round, correct?
I don't
Right?
want to move on before you agree that my diagram was perfectly reasonable.
But your diagram, you said
I
yourself,
was
you made
not
it in
presenting it
Photoshop.
as evidence. You made
What,
a
then what were you
mistake when you
presenting?
assumed
Go ahead. Go ahead.
you made a mistake when you assumed I was presenting it as evidence. All I was doing was trying to illustrate a concept.
Okay,
I had
okay.
other evidence.
Oh, okay? Well, check this out. Like what you were illustrating, what you were as your concept, like you were using a false like thesis. Like it was
It's
everything you was
just an
presenting was
illustration of a
false.
concept.
Okay,
Do you want
well,
to see
the
it
concept
again?
didn't exist, and the illustration didn't exist. You have to make it up out of imagination, out of nothing, and
No,
try
you're
to
just spouting
illustrate it. Like,
nonsense. Listen. Listen
okay,
and
well, no,
look,
you had a
okay?
tilted boat, and you had a tilted boat. Half the boat was gone and tilted in the water. Telling some, look at this. Look at what
It
you
was
faking
just a
something.
diagram. I spent like
Okay.
20 minutes on it, tops.
Okay, let's move. Let's move forward. Let's just move forward from that. Okay, so I just got a
No,
simple answer, a
you
simple
better
question.
understand this, okay? Because
I
if you
have
can't
well,
understand this, we can't have a conversation.
I don't understand
So,
what I don't understand. Okay, whatever. It was just a diagram. Okay, let's move on. It's like that. It's
yeah,
that
I
simple.
so this was the
Oh,
diagram,
you gonna bring it
right?
back up? Are you serious?
This is the actual evidence, okay? This is
Oh
taken
my
with
god.
a camera. This is
Okay.
photographic evidence
Oh, of what?
of
Of what?
this,
Tell me.
of
Tell me what.
occultation.
Oh my god. So you okay? Wait. Stop. So time out. You telling me? Go back to the other video. Go back to the other video, please. So you telling me that boat is going over the curve?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Can you say it a little louder? I didn't hear you. You
I
said
said
yes, right?
yes. Yes.
Okay, so that means right that the ocean is curving, right? For that to be going
Yes.
over a curve, that means that curve is there and it exists, right?
Yes.
So why
Something
can't we
has to be
measure? Why
blocking the
so
line of sight.
why can't we measure it? Why isn't there a picture of that curved ocean?
There is. You guys all just say that it's all CGI.
No, it's
You
not.
can't gerrymander the evidence and then say that it's
Because it is. When you run the pictures through a Photoshop program, it tells you it's CGI made.
all
It
right. That's
is.
just
No
nonsense.
no one. What you mean? It's a new app that's out right now.
Okay, so
Everyone
you're
when they
telling me that your
everyone when they take a
criteria for
picture.
whether something is a CGI or not is you run it through an app?
I run through a
That's
program. Yeah, it'll
nonsense.
tell me the truth.
That's
It's not going to.
actual nonsense.
No, it's not. That's what they were made for to detect false photos. Duh. So when y'all take a picture of horizon or the water and it's flat, it's level, you telling me that's on a ball? Everybody's like, I don't.
Can you define level?
I know where you're trying to go with that. The definition is a little shaky because in the top of the definition it says flat and level, and under it says perpendicular to a sphere. That's stupid. What I just said. If you
So it's
believe
you
that the ocean
versus
is
the
curving,
Oxford
give me a
English
picture.
Dictionary. Okay,
Give me a
fine.
picture. Give me a picture, bro. Level and flat is basically the same thing, bro. Like you can say right, or right,
The
it still mean
dictionary,
like come on now.
the book that defines what words mean, would
Why?
disagree
Because a
with you.
white man in the room told me to listen to it and say that's the way that what that means and that's what that's supposed to mean in life. And if
No,
I don't believe
because
in
the
that, then I'm
country
stupid.
where the
Come on now,
language
bro.
originates from had people, right, who knew the language very well, make a book on what every single word means and
Sure,
categorize it into certain
sure,
types of words.
sure,
It's also kind
sure,
of random for you to assume that
Yeah.
the panel that made the dictionary is all white men. It's kind of random.
sure,
I mean, to
sure.
be
Because they
completely
did.
fair,
They
the
are.
person who made the Oxford English Dictionary was white.
Bro, show me a
But
picture of your.
same
Oh,
point.
I know you believe that shit's not real. I know you didn't pull up that. That's proof. I know
No, we
you
think it's
didn't.
real.
Take, bro. Go
This
to the
is
ocean
proof. This
and
is
measure. Go to.
photographic proof right now.
You are fucking lying out of your teeth. You are
How?
lying out of your teeth. I'm lying
What
out of your
is like
Okay,
false
teeth.
about it?
okay.
Out of your
It's
teeth.
flat. Before you tell me that this is fake, you got to tell me what your exact criteria are for what's fake or not, and don't tell me it's a stupid app.
Everything.
That's ridiculous.
Everything's bullshit.
You
Your
can't
own
just
math.
run
Listen,
this through
y'all
an
own math.
app and base your
One
worldview
sec.
on that. That's ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous. That's fact. Okay,
Saying
that's fact. You could
Do,
take
you're
photos
saying
and run them
it's
through
fake
do you
doesn't
Photoshop.
have
make it
even the
real.
first
They were
clue
made to
how they?
detect. No, listen, hear me out. They were made to detect false photos. That's what they were made for. Apps are
Yeah,
made
and
for
do you
certain
know how
specific
they
things.
detect that? Do you know even the
Because every time
first
you take
thing
a
about the
picture,
algorithm?
I'm gonna tell you that. I know because every time you take a picture, it has a location, it has GPS, it has everything. All these little numbers, the day, time stamp, and everything. When people don't know that, that's what happens when you take a picture.
I
So it
do know
runs
that.
the
It's called EXIF
information.
data. Going
It runs
back.
that information. It tells you where the picture was taken. It runs the background, tell you more than likely when it was taken. There's Mars pictures that you run through this program, and you go to Google Maps, and they're exact copy of Google Maps in Arizona. Like, how is that possible
That's
if it's on
nonsense.
Mars on another planet? What you
That's
mean it's
complete
nonsense? I've been
nonsense.
doing it. I've
Show
been
me.
Okay,
at this for a
Show
long
wait.
me.
time. I've been alone.
I'll give you the
Go on
big
my page and
screen.
look at it.
You better show me
Go on,
if
go on
you're
my.
gonna
I don't
make
have
that
to better
claim.
do shit. I'm just talking truth, and you're trying to make me look like I'm not.
So
I got thousands
Yeah,
of
because
videos
you're
on my
not.
page.
You're just spouting
so
Yes,
nonsense.
so
I am.
You might
I'm
so
believe
telling
it,
the
I
but
also
you're
truth.
have
just
a
wrong.
point. I also have a point to make really quick. So the way that you're saying these algorithms work is not at all how these algorithms work. So, well, yes, you could potentially make an algorithm that works like that, and what
There's one already
most of
out.
them do
There's
is
one already
completely
out. There's one.
different. What
That's
happens
what they do.
is
What do you mean? That's what
they
they
have
do.
no. Okay, you just don't know what you're talking about because I've made
No, yes, I
algorithms for it.
do. That's
So
why y'all
what
trying to make me
happens
look like
is
I don't because I do.
what happens is right is you have your builder bot and you have your teacher
Oh
bot.
my
Your builder
God.
bot
No, no.
build
Now you just
random
spitting
bots.
malarkey.
Your teacher bot has a
No, you spitting
answer
malarkey.
key as to which pictures
Bro,
are
you're
which.
bullshit. That
So
bull,
you
bull,
the teacher
Okay,
bot
you're
bull.
breaking
then
rule number one right now. It's flat. You're breaking this really real bad.
Well, you say
so
he's spitting bullshit.
well
All right, I'm kicking you.
I, I I'm gonna keep saying an algorithm is just so the people in the chat know. So
I had
once
him on
again,
a short leash because he was such an awful person the first time, and he was being kind of awful again. So
yeah, I could tell.
go ahead, Black Knight.
Yeah, so you have your builder bot and you have your teacher bot. So a bot doesn't necessarily know the difference between any two things, right? It's easy for us, right? Even like babies, but it's like bots don't work the same way, right?
Are you talking about artificial neural network, like AI learning, basically?
I'm talking about like algorithms. So basically, how a machine can learn, and this is how like the government makes their machines to understand like what pictures are what, or for YouTube to like tell like what videos they show you, right? Is basically your builder bot will just build random bots, okay? Because it doesn't really know how to build bots. It's really bad at its job. And the teacher bot also doesn't know the difference between any two things, right? If it did, problem solved. What it can do, though, is it can test people, or not test people, it can test bots. So what happens is basically we have the teacher bot that has the answer key as to what thing is what. So like real versus CGI photos, it has the answer key as to what's what. So then this bot will answer a million question test, right? Or these bots, I should say. It's basically a massive warehouse. They answer like a million question test. The ones that do the best on these tests, right, go on, and the other ones are scrapped. And then you keep up this cycle, and then eventually you have a bot that can tell the difference between a photo that's CGI and a photo that's real. And if you keep it up, you have a bot that can do this so incredibly well that it only gets it wrong, I think, like a millionth of the time. Like a millionth of a percentage, I should say.
Well, I don't know, like, whether the app that guy was using was that reliable or not. We don't know anything about it because he wouldn't share any technical info about it.
Yeah.
But I do know an algorithm can be anything. It doesn't have to be AI learning. Like basically, an algorithm is a set of steps. So if you write a sorting algorithm, for example, if you open a file browser on your computer and it opens a directory and it sorts the files alphabetically to display them to you, that runs an algorithm. And that algorithm might be like a bubble sort where it runs through the list, and if it finds two items that are next to each other that are not in alphabetical order, it switches them, and then it does that through the whole list, and then it runs again and again and again until it can run the whole list without ever having to switch any items. Then it knows they're all sorted. That's a bubble sort algorithm, and so an algorithm can be anything. Like basically, it's just a set of steps that a computer can perform.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is very simple algorithms, right? More
Right.
advanced algorithms have to use different methods. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can use to do this. This is my preferred method because it means that I don't really have to oversee it, right? I can I can just let those guys work for a few days, and then I come back and check, and oh, what do you know?
So you're talking
Uh,
about machine learning, though, right? Like artificial intelligence. That's a completely different category of algorithm from a classic algorithm. And each one has its strengths and weaknesses, and you want to use the right tool for the right job. Like there
oh
are
yeah,
very, very advanced classical algorithms, and there are very simple and stupid artificial learning algorithms as well.
yeah.
So
This is
it just
definitely not a
depends.
classic algorithm.
Right.
Uh, yes, most definitely not. But wait, for an example, like what he was talking about, like if you want a machine that you could just like give it an image and it could tell you if it was CGI or not, you'd probably use something like this. I have to be a little vague about this because it could get you banned on TikTok. But about a couple years ago, there was this problem because the like Apple was gonna have this update, like potentially, where they would comb through your photos to see what photos are basically bad pictures, right?
Oh, right.
Like give it to the FBI. And there's a massive worry about how accurate these would be, right? And if like false positives and how you could just like basically just like get arrested from a false positive, and it just
Yeah.
within time. Um, but something like that probably would have used the method that I just described.
Yeah.
Alternatively, I can't even remember what it's called, but basically every photo. This is like another way that they'd probably do it because Apple's big on privacy and they'd probably use this for privacy reasons. And I know that
Yeah.
some machines and apps will use this method. is basically if you look on a picture, right? There's a string of numbers that it has attached to it. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a bar or something, or like a pass, something like that. But
A
it has
mime
these
type, maybe.
maybe maybe
I don't know
the
what you're where you're going with this, so I was just guessing in the
basically
dark.
it just has this string of numbers. So like two images of chocolate cake would have a very similar string, right? But a picture of
Oh,
like
are you talking about a hash?
oh yeah, there we go, a
Like a
hash. I was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
it was some like abstract
So
word.
it's not actually a part of the picture. It's a calculation of the picture. So you take a picture and then you calculate its hash. You can't
Oh,
look inside the picture and find the hash. You have to calculate it.
or I
Usually.
know what I mean is like on Google, half the time it'll give you the hash. Like there's a way that you can find it.
Oh, maybe Google has an API like that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't mean like you look at the picture and like the hash is like really small.
I thought you
Um,
were talking at first I thought you were talking about like a part of the file, like the file definition, basically.
no,
Um,
but like
I'm employed as a software developer, so I have a little bit of a background in computer science and stuff.
my computer science was never great. I learned Python script, and that was as far as that went. Um, but and it was mainly so I could do because I can do math with it, but that's a different discussion. Um, yeah.
Oh, I
So,
got two guest requests. I just realized.
oh yeah,
Uh,
add one of them up.
and
Let's
I
see.
saw that Sigma Drummer official joined. By any chance, Sigma Drummer, do you have enough followers yet to request to join? If not, that's okay. We'll keep hoping. Anyway, we'll invite Icebroker for now, if he's still game.
All right, Icebroker, is the Earth flat?
No, dear Lord, no.
Oh, okay. I got a little scared for a second. Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to just join when that other guy was in here because he was really getting on my nerves.
Real.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, it's
I make only a few exceptions to a general policy of like one guest at a time, but
I understand, but it's willful ignorance.
Black Knight is an honorary exception.
Yeah, but I mean, it's willful ignorance. It's
Yeah.
I think they should be psychologically evaluated to get some studies on these people because it's crazy.
Oh, my
Yeah.
dad did a study on him. My dad's a psychologist. He did a study just for fun.
Yeah. But I mean, it's insulting too. You know, it's insulting people's intelligence. I don't know.
So, can I ask? There's a guest request here from Tandrums44. Tandrums, are you a flat earther? Because I'm trying to get like at least some kind of I don't know, balanced or respectful debate. I don't want to just like sit up here with a panel of Globers and crap on them all day.
Yeah.
Well, I'll drop, guys. I'll let you do your thing there. But
I mean, you're certainly welcome to say if there aren't any flat earthers requesting.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm trying to see if Tandrums is a flat earther or not. He's
Most of the time
laughing
they-
at something.
Most of the time they post. So, like, check his
Oh, okay.
post.
He also just wanted to rebuttal to the first guy. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I feel like most
heck, why
people-
not? I'll invite him up. You guys can all be here for a minute.
What's good,
How's it going?
Tandra?
All right, guys. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Did you?
I'm good. I was just basically the one argument I love to bring up to flat earthers, and I've been kicked off of Caleb's lives and a few other people just for bringing it up is the Coriolis effect, and how like just
Yeah.
hurricanes can't cross over the equator, and they always like, well, you can't prove that. I'm like, well, every country that tries to save lives can prove that, so disprove every other country and their weather patterns, and they just get so upset at me for that one that they'll just kick me out and then ban me, so I don't,
Yeah.
making because sure you can rebuttal like CGI and like they just don't understand how big the planet is, But then when you start bringing in climate and then the weather patterns, which are pretty much foreign to them by any means, they don't have one answer for that at all. And then half the time they want to say that that's not even a true effect like gravity. And I'm like, well, it's proven there's a line right on the equator. So why would there be an equator on a flat surface? They get mad. I won't take up your
Well,
time.
I was a graphic designer and illustrator for most of my career, and I still consider myself to be one. I do it as a hobby now. Um, so I do have a background in CGI. I know how to make fake pictures, and I know
Right.
how to tell when pictures are fake. So the idea that these flat earthers just take one glance and they're like, "Oh, that's fake." And it's like, okay, can you tell me what your criteria are? Can you explain to me what led you to that conclusion? And it's
Yeah, they
like,
don't
I
have
ran it
one.
through an app. The app told me. What? That's stupid. That's
Right?
completely stupid.
Or the like the big blue marble picture. That's film.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you fake film back then? And they're like, well, they had technology, they had computers back then. I'm like, yeah, they fit in a room and they only did math.
Yeah, actually, most special effects in cinema at that time were not computer
Yeah,
special effects. They
we're
were practical
handmade.
effects, or like in some cases, compositing effects using just film and photographic processes.
Right.
Like I think there's a scene in Mary Poppins where she's superimposed on a background, and they had a special like photographic special
Hmm.
effect process, but that wasn't digital. It didn't use any computers at all.
Nope.
So, if you're gonna make a claim, you have to know the technical discipline involved
Well, apparently, is a technical term. So,
and using an app. It's like,
right.
okay, I mean, if we looked up that app, I almost guarantee you it's gonna have disclaimers. It was probably made by people who believe the Earth is a globe. And it's like eh, it's like Black Knight was saying, it might be using AI. Like this is just such a random thing that they have chosen. And who knows if I ran this picture from the Discover satellite through that app, it may or may not tell us that it's fake. Like
Right.
it might be. It's an app, okay? So it's stupid. It doesn't know. We shouldn't be using an app for this anyway. But even
Yeah.
if we did, how do we know that it's going to say it's fake? The flat earther is just assuming.
No, none of them do any kind of math or research behind what is given to them on YouTube or what an app tells them.
Yeah.
Not to my experience. Thank you for your time, though, man.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Have a good night.
You too.
But I also think in the end, it's basically it's just a grift. It's
Yeah, you might be right.
you have your top guys, like the bigger guys, like I don't know, Nathan Thompson and this and that, and then to me they're just gullible people that are sucked into this, and they feel like they have this sort of power over intelligent people, just because they can memorize talking points, and some of them I have to admit they're good at it, but in the end it's not true, basically.
So End of Days is saying, I can't join the live as a guest. It won't allow me. I need help here. Do you have enough followers? Sometimes TikTok limits that. Um, I don't know what the actual threshold is now because I had a join as guest button on certain lives when I had like only 800 followers. I had heard it was 1,000. So I don't know what the actual threshold is now.
It was 1,000 to go live. At least it was back in like 2019. So there was that
Yeah.
stupid rumor. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there was this rumor that was going around that TikTok was going to turn back into Musical.ly, right? And all accounts with under 1,000 followers would be deleted.
Oh my goodness.
And that happened to be the threshold of which you could go live. So
Yeah,
like,
that sounds like a thing designed to make people angry.
oh yeah, but I mean, like, it didn't actually happen. It was just some rumor. Some chick just said it for attention, but she just like everyone is freaking out. Like, if you don't know this, before like you got the verified, it was called crowned. It's like all these people, like even in the early days of TikTok, like back then, like people were still crowned. So all these people with their little stupid crowns were like were shouting out like everybody to like try and get people to like with like the threshold, and it was this whole thing.
So there have got to be some more interesting flat earthers in here instead of that it's flat guy. I mean, it
Come
sounds
on.
like End of Days could have been, had some interesting conversation to offer, but I think TikTok's not letting him. That's too
Come
bad.
up, flat earthers, come and get me if you want. I'll even go get a glass to make it even.
To even the playing field a little bit.
I mean, after all, I am a master debater. I'm hoping that joke doesn't fly over
Tie
everyone's
one hand behind your back.
head. I'll duct tape half of my mouth shut. Every time I say a sentence, I'll have I'll have some big brolic black man pull one of my teeth out.
Ow. Oh, no.
Come at me, guys.
That's a little extreme. Let's see. Do the lost throws calculation to prove. Does Zave mean Eratosthenes?
Probably.
That one's hard to type. This Flurf says he's got something nobody can do. Wait, so end of days, are you a Glober or a flat earther? Somehow I thought you were a flat earther. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I guess I just assumed because you were saying you wanted to join, which obviously we have a lot of Globers wanting to join, which is fine. I just
Come
kind of
on.
hoped.
Come on, Flurfs, come at me.
I think they just all ran away when I kicked off It's Flat.
Yeah.
I'm just getting tired of the nonsense. He was talking over people, and he was just his argument was just so mind-numbingly dumb. Oh, it's fake because there's an app that can tell if it's fake. No.
Okay, to be fair, I don't think we have the right to kick off people who say dumb things, considering we kept Slimpala up here for an hour. Actually, more.
I might be getting more jaded. I don't know. As the days and weeks pass, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, okay, here's a fun little fact. I became physically sick later that night after that
Oh,
debate.
I'm so sorry.
I think it's because of like just the pure stupidity that occurred. Like I did not go to class for like the next 2 days, right? Like
I'm so sorry.
I still have a horrible cough, right? Not a
Oh,
fun
man.
time.
I hope that wasn't my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I actually doubt that it's because of that. Although the timing
Oh, okay.
it was
Yeah.
funny.
See, the
It's
thing
what
about Slim Pala was anytime I started to kind of get my I don't know, dad voice on and say, "Look, you're not being respectful. You're talking over us." He would check himself. I felt like I could tell Slim Pala was a more chill person he had
yeah.
a slightly better attitude,
Like he wasn't aggressive. He was just really stupid.
Yeah, it's flat. The first time he was on my live, it was it lasted like 30 seconds before he was just causing cussing up a storm. It was shockingly bad. And so I was kind of on a hair trigger with him this time, because you have to earn trust, and It's Flat behaved so badly the first time. He had some makeup to do, I think, to get, the kind of latitude that Slim Paula had. That's at least the feeling I had on it. So I don't know. I try to apply my rules fairly. I'm not perfect. I've got learning to do, but Anyway, Fat Mouth is a flat earther, isn't he? Fat Mouth, do you want to join?
Come on,
We
Fat
don't have any
Mouth.
flat earthers requesting right now.
Fat Mouth. I have a skinny mouth. You can probably talk faster than me. Slim Paula though, yeah, he was chill, although he was dumb, and he said a lot of very dumb things. Like, I still kind of don't like the fact that I like kind of settled down a little bit and didn't like go with like the
Oh,
proper terms of everything to like accommodate.
yeah, I'm sorry. That's the worst is when you have to like second guess yourself later. I'm sorry that you're going through that. I think you did fine.
It's
Um,
if I'm gonna be completely honest, then again, I'm also not used to debating against people like that.
yeah.
I mean, the last time I debated against someone that I would ever call stupid, I want to say, a junior in high school. And, or no, that was a different situation. This was actually last year.
Yeah, end
So,
of days, I was actually trying to invite you. I don't see a button for it. Maybe there is one and I'm missing it because I'm stupid. I don't know. But like
I,
when I
yeah,
I don't know, when I try
just,
to invite people it
go.
oh,
Who?
we got a guest request. Matthew. Now, Icebreaker, do you mind if I
No problem.
kick you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you guys go. Take care.
He seems
Thank you
to
so
be
much. I appreciate you.
No problem. Take care.
Have a good night.
You too.
come up, math.
Oh, did I kick the wrong person again? I've done that 3 times now. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
My question
Matthew.
is, how do we know the Earth is a globe?
Okay,
me, pick me.
Because
well, I do have proof in my background right now. Sunset.
no, a sunset does not prove that we live on a globe.
Yeah, it does. Let me explain this. Okay, I have an explanation. All right. So, a few things here.
Yes, come on, show me wrong. I can't wait because I already went through this rabbit hole.
Now, I hope you'll follow my rules here. You've started out kind of laughing and with this mocking attitude. I hope that's not going to be a disrespectful attitude.
No, I want to go back to believing that we're on a spinning ball of water and there's dinosaurs and evolution and
Oh, I don't believe in evolution. I'm not going to convince you of that. I'm not going to try to convince you of that. I don't believe it.
Yeah, if you wanna go to the evolution thing, talk to there's a biologist in the live.
I'm a Christian and a young Earth creationist. So I'm not going to try to convince you of evolution.
I'm a realist and a truther.
All right, those are great labels. Not exactly the ones I would use, but all right, let's look at this evidence, right? This is a sunset time lapse that I took personally myself in May 2019. Okay, and I used a compass and sextant while I was doing the time lapse, right? So you can see both instruments turning as the time lapse progresses. Here's the view through the sextant, so you can see like every few minutes I was like adjusting it to make sure that sextant.
Why didn't you show the sky on the first section?
This right here?
Yeah.
I am showing the sky.
No, it was all on the little compass and the dials on below, but
well, I was just trying to give you a tour of the evidence that I collected here.
All right, keep
so
going.
Here's the time lapse. I press play, you can see the whole thing. This is the normal view.
How does that sun get smaller when it's 93 million miles away? It should never
it doesn't
differ
get smaller. That's why I have this view on the right here.
You didn't Oh, okay. Go back. Can you rewind it again, real quick?
Yeah, I just did. This is.
All right. You see how big it is right now? No, go back.
Yeah, do you understand what this is right here?
No, I
This on
want
the
to go.
right?
I don't know yet, but go back to the
Let
left
me
part.
finish giving you my evidence before you start trying to pick it apart, please. Okay? Look at this. This is the exact same view. There were two cameras literally like a foot apart, and they were the exact same model camera with all the same settings too. This is the normal view. This is the view through welding glass.
So how did
Same
the
zoom
sun
level.
differ in size from a welding hat and from your own eyes?
Because your own eyes do not give you an accurate impression of the size of the sun. It's too bright. What
So
you're
when
seeing is
so
just blazing glare.
so when the sun rises and you can sun glaze into the sun, how big is it?
It's the same
Compared
size it always is. The sun never
no,
changes
but
size. It's
at that
always half
time
of 1 degree from side to
but
side.
you're saying our eyes can't view how small the sun is because of the light, but on sunrise it is way bigger and it is visible from your eyes. And then once it gets to noon at noon high, the sun is a lot smaller. And then when it sets, it gets bigger and then it gets smaller. And you can see that with your
Okay,
own eyes.
Matthew, you're not really listening. I'm telling you, you cannot
No, you
see, you
can't
cannot
tell me.
accurately
That's the
see the
thing.
size of the sun with your eyes.
So then answer
You
my
cannot.
question. Why is it bigger on sunrise than it is on at high
It's
noon?
not. Your eyes are giving you a false impression because you cannot use your eyes, your unaided, naked eyes, to make an accurate
But
size
a
measurement of the
telescope,
sun.
a round concave lens could tell you the exact size?
No, you have to use a filter, a solar filter. You can look through a solar filter
And
and look at it with your eyes, and then you can see the
a solar filter is round.
no.
It's concave. That's what lenses are.
Okay, this is ridiculous. Give me a second. I can show you something that
Oh
might
my
help
God.
clarify.
So when a weather balloon ascends up and the horizon rises eye level and then goes concave, convex, and a horizontal line, what does that mean?
Yeah, just stop bringing up red herrings to this conversation. It's not helpful.
That's not a red herring. That's the truth.
Yes, it is.
No,
No,
tell
it's a
me
red herring.
otherwise. It's called a fish list of a fish lens. That's what it is. A fish eye lens.
Yeah, fisheye lenses are a red herring to this conversation right now.
That's only the
They
way
do
we
not
get
matter.
curvature on this earth. Because we are on a plane of existence for one, material plane, 666 plane, ancestry plane, like airplane. It's not an air
All right,
globe.
Matthew, you're starting to break my first rule of being willing to listen. You're just talking over me with nonsense, and you're not
You weren't
listening to me at all.
talking yet. Now, okay, I apologize. You just did talk, but when I was explaining the airplane, the air globe, there is no
Yeah,
air
that was
globe.
off subject. That you can't just like jump
What do
off
you mean?
subject.
That's showing plane of existence. That's showing that we live on a plane.
This is the filter that I used to capture this footage of the sun. Okay, you can look through this filter with your naked eye. Of course, like the filter itself kind of, if you're using that kind of disqualifies your observation then as like naked, unaided eye observation. But you don't have to use a camera lens, and this surface does not cause refraction.
All right, I'll tell you. I had a Nikon P900, right? And I seen this light in the sky, and I zoomed in on it with my camera, and it was a perfectly sphere, right? Until it got closer to me, it turned into an airplane. So how can an airplane be a perfect sphere through my camera and then come in to focus and it becomes an airplane?
You're doing it again, where you're bringing up red herrings off subject from the conversation.
Okay, well, can you educate me what a red herring is?
It is an irrelevant piece of evidence that does not pertain to the evidence we're looking at.
Yeah. So you're not looking through a lens right now? That's circle?
These measurements taken with my compass and
Exactly. Now
sextant.
you have to go to these measurements. I was asking about the lens.
The
The
you
lens
cannot
that
make
you're
a
looking
gotcha
for is
of like
circle.
anytime someone uses any kind of camera lens, suddenly it means, oh, it's inventing curvature to prove a globe. No, that's complete nonsense.
Can you
Camera
name? All
lenses
right.
are predictable. They are
Can,
made as tools. You can use that tool.
okay, true. So, can you name the top 10 reasons that we live on a spinning ball of water? Because I can.
Really?
Yeah, you know the number one is photos from space from NASA, and you know what those are? CGI. You know what
Okay,
number?
this is another red herring.
No, you know
You're
what number
jumping off
two
subject
is?
again.
No,
You
number
are jumping
two.
off subject
Oh my
again.
God! No, I'm showing that your guys' proof don't make no sense.
This
Number
is my proof right here.
that
Can we
is
talk
not
about
proof.
this right
That
here?
is no proof. That's showing that the
You've
sun, the moon, and the stars rotate.
You didn't even let me
above us.
finish presenting this. You cannot say that this is not proof if you just
It's
kept
not.
like
I've already
sabotaging
done
the
my homework.
conversation.
See, okay, look, I'm sorry. I do apologize, Peter. Okay, look. So the reason I became a flat earther is because I tried to debunk the flat earth. Like I had
Okay,
so
I don't
many.
care right now about your personal life story. It's the same as
Okay,
every
well,
other
Dad,
flat
you
earther I
have-
have ever heard.
There is
Okay,
no evidence of curvature.
please let me finish
gravity,
presenting
or-
my evidence
or
that
the
I
ball
collected
spinning.
personally.
Wow.
Can I do that, please?
Okay.
Without you interrupting and throwing in some kind of curveball of some other subject that does not pertain?
It's a flat ball for one.
It's a baseball analogy. Are you really going to do that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, ball. You know what their ball is? That's their god. BAAL. You know why we have football, baseball, basketball?
All right.
Like,
This is another red herring. I'm going to mute you.
It's
Okay,
not
that's
a
not.
red.
All right. This is the same view as this, but through welding glass. This proves that your unaided eye gives a very false impression of how big the sun is. You need a filter in order to see the actual size of the sun. Okay, this is the same time lapse. I even have a picture of it. Like, if I pull up my TikTok profile and this video here. Yeah, right there, see? Those are the two cameras. This is the piece of welding glass, and this is a little filter just to protect my lens so that I didn't burn out the camera because the sun is dangerously bright. Okay, but these are exactly the same kind of camera with exactly the same zoom level. It's a Sony Handycam, and they were this far apart taking the time lapse at exactly the same time. I synchronized the footage using a whistle. Okay, so this is the regular view. This is the view through the welding glass. Now, I'm going to unmute you and ask you, do you accept this evidence as true?
Well,
so far?
one looks higher than the other, but I want to hear your explanation because I want to how this figures out that we're on a spinning ball of water.
Yeah, okay, I was getting to that. I was just asking if you were going to challenge that this is like a real side-by-side view.
I don't know.
through-
AI and Photoshop nowadays is really fucking
Yeah, I
hard.
collected this myself. I'm telling you as a person, this is my evidence. It is real.
And the news tells me that the shit is real. Come on. All right, go ahead. No, explain. I'm sorry.
That was a weird and random reaction. I am telling you
No,
as a person,
true.
man to man, I collected this myself. It is real. Do you accept that? Or are you going to try to call me a liar?
I don't know, but go ahead. Keep explaining.
You don't know whether you're going to try to call me a liar?
No, because I can't see clouds. This one's filtered. It's all black with a light. Like, and this one has.
Yeah, that's what happens when you look through welding glass. Everything else gets dark.
No,
That's
it's
why.
not. No, Don't lie to me. I looked through a welder's glass, or a welder's helmet, and I've been in a body shop, and you can still see your surroundings and everything behind it.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
I am
Okay,
dead
do you know
serious. How do you think welders weld?
because their helmets have electronics inside. It's an LCD panel that turns the filter on and off depending on
When
whether it's
light hits it,
detecting an arc.
or arc or light, right?
Yeah, it's on a millisecond level reaction time. If there's an arc, it switches on the LCD filter so that
So,
it doesn't burn your eyes out, and then it switches it back off so that you can see.
so do you know how many people looked at the solar eclipse with a welding helmet?
Yeah, they picked one that didn't switch on and off. You can't
No,
see things
no,
through
but
a
you.
welding helmet.
All right,
Like,
I'm gonna follow you just because you said that, and I will show you a video
and
of me
I will
wearing.
overlook you breaking my second rule of making an accusation that I was
All right,
lying.
are you the
Because
U.S.
you said
Constitution?
you
No,
said I was lying when I
I
when I
didn't say
told
you
you
were
this.
lying. I
You
just said
did.
I don't know for sure that that's true because I've
No, you
experienced
said I
it
was lying.
myself.
You said I
I
was
didn't
lying.
say you were lying. Ask Chat.
Yes, you did.
Ask Chat. I did not say you were lying.
I'm literally recording
cannot
this.
say.
I will message you later with the footage. You said I was lying.
No, I didn't. I said I cannot say if it is true or not because there is no background, there is no clouds, and this one is
That's
straight black with the
that's
light.
not even remotely close to the words you said. You said
And
you're lying. That is
no,
what you
I
said.
didn't. You're so full of it.
You just did it again.
No,
All right.
ask Chat.
I'm going to overlook that one too because I was kind of provoking you a little bit, but
Oh
you got to
my
keep it together,
Lord.
man. You got to keep it together.
All right, come on, explain your theory.
All right. So this
'Cause it
time
doesn't
lapse.
show curvature at all. That does not show curvature of the Earth.
Yeah. Don't get ahead of me, okay? I'm trying to explain this in baby steps for
See
you.
the perspective of how the sun dives down when it sets?
You're not letting me finish.
Wow.
Let me explain it, please. Now, what I did here is I took these two shots and I took like a constant interval of frames, like once every 10 frames or something, and I overlaid it in a composite. Okay?
10 frames or something. What does that mean?
I don't remember the exact number. This was 5 years ago.
It's
What even is that reaction? Like, what is wrong with me presenting evidence from 5 years ago?
Why couldn't you do it yesterday and then have the exact calculations? Why is it something 5 years ago, bro? Like, I could look in my backyard right now and see that the sun, the moon, and the stars rotate above us, and that we live on a flat plane that's motionless.
All right, I'm gonna mute your mic again. Okay, don't be such a baby. I did this 5 years ago because I did it 5 years ago. Deal with it. I could do it again today, but it was kind of a lot of trouble. And once is enough. Deal with it. So, this proves that the sun does not go farther away because the distance between intervals here is the exact same at the top of the time lapse and the bottom. And furthermore, the sun, the size of the sun is roughly the same. Now, yes, it is a little overexposed here still because my camera settings and the welding glass didn't perfectly evenly expose it here. So you can see, yes, there is a little bit of like size change in like pixel size. But the primary evidence here is that it does not slow down. And it also, it only changes size by a few percentage points. So that already also disproves that it's traveling away. Okay, so for this, I set my camera on a bridge. And I put a flashlight at my waist pointed toward the camera, and I walked away along the bridge for like 10 or 15 minutes until I was gone.
Damn. Your feet went over the curve.
Yeah, stop straw manning and listen.
No, I've done the same experiment. Oh my, see, man, straw man. You don't even know what a straw man is. Look up your birth
Yeah,
certificate.
it's a false representation of
No,
your
your
opponent's
birth
argument.
certificate.
You didn't even let me finish making my argument. You have
I've
no
already,
idea what I was about to say.
man,
You
I've
were
already
just
seen
making
it.
up.
Oh my gosh, I've already done it with my camera at a beach, and you think just because
I muted you because you're being an idiot. So, a straw man is when you make a false representation of your opponent's view. Okay? You did not even let me finish saying what I was saying. Instead, you assumed that I was going to say, oh, my feet show curvature. And so you started being sarcastic about that. Nothing to do with my argument. Not one tiny percentage, anything to do with my argument. So yes, that is the textbook definition of a straw man. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay? So this is the same procedure that I did with the other time lapse. I think it was even the same interval. And notice something here. You see how massive a distance on the screen this covers in the first interval? And then how massively smaller that distance is in the next interval? And then the next, and the next, and the next, until the interval is so small that they merge together and you can't even distinguish. This flashlight, in terms of the camera's view, the flashlight is slowing down the whole time. And not just a little bit, it is slowing down immensely. Here's the original again. You can see, I'm going to press play and just let it play, okay? It's slowed down so much it's basically stopped. And it hovers there for a long time. And then finally, it gets so small that it's smaller than a pixel. And it finally disappears. Now at this point, there is still an intact line of sight between the flashlight and the camera lens. The only reason it's not visible is because it's smaller than a pixel. This is what a sun traveling straight away from us should look like. That's what it should do. It should slow down and get smaller until it disappears because it's too small to see. That is not this. This is completely different, completely incompatible. So this proves that the sun goes below eye level and does not travel away from us. It proves that. So, that shatters robothimism. That shatters your flat Earth explanation for time zones. So now, in order to establish a globe, all I have to do is call someone overseas and ask them what time it is, and compare it with my own location. If time zones are true, and this evidence is true, then the Earth is a globe.
all right. I listened to your explanation, but that shows no curvature, and there has never been proven, and I'm done after this. There has never been proven that there is curvature, that it's 8 inches per mile square. You can
I literally just proved it.
Oh, you didn't. That is not, because I could see the Chicago skyline from Lake Michigan, and that's over how many miles?
No, that's just red herring evidence. That I
No,
proved it with this
I've
evidence.
even seen Catalina Island from Huntington Beach, and that's 31.9 miles. And I seen it with my own eyes, not even a camera. And I seen the shore of the sand, like the beach. Okay, and so there has never been an experiment that has shown curvature of the
Okay,
Earth.
so basically you're saying that because you have other evidence not presented here, therefore
it was my turn to speak. I listened to you. Why'd
I'm
you
allowed
interrupt
to
me?
interrupt in my own live.
No, I know you can't. Why? You don't follow your own rules?
Okay, so notice that one of my own rules is not do not interrupt. The rule is be willing to listen.
Oh, so
And
you're not
interruption
willing to
can
listen.
be an
You're
evidence
not
that
willing
you
to
are
listen
not
to
willing to
your
listen.
guest after I just listened to you for 5 minutes.
I think I'm showing ample willingness to listen
No,
to you.
let me explain. I only want to say 3 points, and then you can speak all you want. All right. Look,
Are you
I've
just
done.
gonna jump away and
No,
leave the
no,
live as soon as that?
no. I'll stay here, but I'm saying this is all I want to
right.
get off my chest because I want to go back to believing that we're on a spinning ball of water. All right. I want to go back to the dinosaur age. I want to go back to the monkey evolution. Like I want to go back to all that. But when I did my research, I couldn't find no spin of the earth, no curvature of the earth, and no experiment that has shown or proven gravity. So when I figured out those three and I was trying to find like what are the top reasons that we are on a spinning ball of water, and then I looked up the top 10 reasons, and if you guys believe those top 10 reasons, you are not thinking for yourself and not even considering that we live on a motionless plane. All right, there's a plane of existence, there's a material plane, there's an ancestries plane, there's airplane. There, like, where do you hear an air globe or globe of existence or material globe or ancestry globe? You don't ever hear that. Like, you hear plane of existence, like that ancestry plane, 666 plane, airplane. Like it's hidden in plain sight, and that's what they've been lying to us. Look at the ice walls that are 300 feet tall, and the plateaus go for 3,000 miles. No one on this earth has circumnavigated the earth from north to south to south.
Where
to
are we
north.
in your 3 points?
My 3 points: no proof of curvature, the spin of the earth, or gravity. There, those are my.
Okay, so
three
we
points.
were
If you
on
can
like kind
prove
of the
me
summary
wrong-
of all three. Then is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead now. Show me proof of those because I can't find it nowhere. I Googled, I searched,
Okay.
I went everywhere.
All right. Not one single word of your entire tirade addressed anything I showed or told you.
No,
Not one word.
That's besides the point. I'm trying to tell you because that doesn't show me the Earth
Besides
is
the
curved.
point,
Look at your.
I'm
it
telling
looks
you
like a
everything you
fishbowl.
just said was besides the point of the evidence I
Do you-
presented.
Do you not see the horizon of your picture? It's bent upwards. It's like a bowl.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How? Tell me.
Because it's irrelevant.
If we
It
were
does
on a
not
ball,
matter. If
wouldn't-
you're on a globe that is 8,000 miles in diameter, at eye level, you will not see curvature. That is
No,
completely
that
irrelevant
we-
evidence.
If we lived on a ball, curvature, the horizon would dip down. It no matter
Well, and
how
it does
high
if you
would-
go up 120,000
No, it
feet and
doesn't.
measure with
An
a
air-
panoramic
no.
camera like my friend did.
No,
Okay,
a hot
but-
air balloon, it shows that it's eye level.
No, this is you're getting off subject again.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
you are.
And horizon
you are.
comes from
You did not address
line.
one single thing I presented.
Horizontal line. Where's that? Horizon.
In fact, you said, okay, you said you just that you're basing it on like how like the top 10 reasons that people think it's a globe or something, and you said like it shows that we're not thinking for ourselves. I literally did an experiment. I went to a location. I spent 3 hours of recording time there, not to mention setup and teardown. I spent a month making a YouTube video about it to present my evidence to flat earthers online.
How do I put my camera on so I can show you the sun setting right now?
I don't care about what the sun looks like on your camera right now.
Why?
Because you are not going to measure with a scientific instrument.
Your camera is better than mine?
No, my methodology is better than yours.
Wow. So what methodology do you have?
I literally explained it to you. You didn't
No.
address it with one single word
That
of your.
doesn't show that we live on a fucking spinning ball.
Okay, do you repeat back to me what my argument was?
Your your argument was that the sun is getting different in size, but it's not relative because no matter how far you
Okay,
go.
that was not the argument. You already failed.
No, I didn't fail.
Yes, you did. You already failed to show that you were listening to a single word I
Show
said.
you the sun. Turn on the camera, so I can show you the sun. Come on.
There's nothing in my settings that's preventing you from doing that. It's just that I don't care.
You're a good one. I like that. It says live access needed to go live. You're lying. Look at. See, now I said you're lying.
I'm not lying. I have guests turn on their camera all the time.
Live access needed to go live. Why isn't it live?
That's TikTok preventing you, not me. I don't know how to turn that on.
I
I'm sorry.
went live. What do you mean? All right, look at the. Where do you stay right now? What state do you live in?
That's not where this time lapse was taken. This time lapse was taken from a reservoir in Ohio.
I didn't ask that. I asked where are you staying right now?
I prefer not to give my exact location.
Okay, all right. Can you look to the west right now? Can you go outside?
Sun's down from my point of view already.
All right, so you're at least in the East Coast or Central because
I'm close to the East Coast.
Yeah, no, I could do that. I could do that myself.
So you see what we just did? We established time zones.
No, that's not
proof
time
of
zones. That's called a local sun. Our sun is smaller
No.
than the Earth. Yes.
All right. So
No.
you've proven
think
time
it's
and time
93
and time
miles?
again
You think it's
that you did
93
not
million
listen to a
miles
word
away?
of my presentation.
You think it's 93 million miles away?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, how did they measure that? Because at first they said it was 4 million.
Follow Bob the Science Guy. He measured it like three or four different ways.
Because first they said it was 4 million, and then it went to 8 million.
Okay,
and then it
that's
went to 12
characteristic number
million.
5 of science denial is
Oh my,
inappropriate
no, it's
expectation
not.
of
Do your
perfection of
research.
science.
I've already done that. Like they said, it doesn't matter how far the sun is.
Stay
You know why?
on freaking subject, please.
Oh
You
my
did not
God.
address one word of my presentation.
Your
And you
presentation
showed that you
was
did not listen
bullshit.
to my
That's
argument.
why. Your presentation was bullshit and did not show no curvature of the earth.
So you had a prejudged
Because
expectation
there is
of
no
what my
proof of
argument should have
curvature. There
been
is no
in order for you to
proof of
debunk it. And because
gravity.
my argument wasn't that, therefore it
No.
was bullcrap, and therefore you didn't listen.
Because
That is
no,
beautiful.
I've
I'm
already
kicking
done.
you.
I've already done the research, homie. I've already done the.
All right. Somebody else, please. I saw Fat Mouth saying something like, Fat Mouth, I think you were on my live before, and you were like 50,000 times more respectful than that guy. If you would like to join, please join. I would love to talk to a more sane flat earther right now. And yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, big ask. Fat Mouth is definitely welcome if he'd like to join. I would not treat you the same way that I was treating Matthew just now. Matthew earned some toughness there. Yeah. Yeah, why can't people admit they don't know and show they're willing to learn that? Why is that so rare? Wow. Yeah. I had Icebroker in here a minute ago requesting, and I think he stopped because I said I'd love to have a sane flat earther in here. I'm sorry, Icebroker. I didn't mean to like exclude you or whatever. How many minutes was my experiment? It was actually over 3 hours. It's a time lapse, so I sped it up, obviously. But the unedited footage, like the full 3-hour footage, is available on YouTube. Matthew, you are pathetic. You are actually pathetic. Wilder says you have a YouTube. Yes, I do. I think it's linked in my TikTok profile. That's where this sunset time lapse evidence was sitting unnoticed by flat earthers for like 5 years. You know, it wasn't until I chopped it up into little clips and made it vertical and then put it on TikTok that suddenly I'm getting attention. Gee, I wonder why. So Fatmouth isn't gonna join. Where is he in here? Is he still in the live? I actually was hoping he would join you. I would have loved to talk to him. Let's see. Didn't realize people were serious about flat Earth until I got on TikTok. Yeah. NASA equals to deceive. That's been debunked by people who actually speak Hebrew like 50,000 times. Stop repeating, idiot. Matthew, I wanted to give you a chance when you first joined. You earned my judgmental attitude toward you, okay? You earned that so richly. So richly. If you want my respect again, then humble yourself, okay? And act, admit when you're ignorant of something. Listen to other people like they might by some remote chance potentially have something worthwhile to say. You know, the fact that you did not listen to a word I said and that you came in with such an incredibly narrow-minded, like prejudiced attitude, that was amazing. Amazing. I haven't seen quite that attitude here yet in any other flat earther I've had. Oh, we got Gene Techman in here. He was pretty respectful. Would you like to join Gene Techman? Have another chat about is he here? Another chat about radar, or we could chat about sunset. I don't think we got to chat about that last time you were here. Buckle up, host. They are rough. Yeah. Let's see. How long have I been on? 1 hour, 12 minutes. Gene, hop up, buddy. Yeah, Gene is usually respectful too. He just doesn't know how radar works. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that, although I don't want to offend him by saying that. Or he does, but he thinks it's made up. Just takes what other people say and doesn't even know that NASA is just an acronym. Uh-oh. Who is a Yahtzee, by the way? Oh, Gene Techman? Oh, yeah, I think I did hear that once. Darn it. Fatmouth is still here. Come on, Fatmouth. I wanted to chat with you. Not worth my time, nor Gene. All right, then. Don't join then. Uh-oh, Fatmouth says he doesn't see the request button. I wonder if I can... I swear he was in here before on, like, one of my first lives. Where is he in this list? I don't know how to press his username and find an invite button. I'm scrolling through a list of viewers. Darn it. I don't know. Yeah, lots of Yahtzees are flat earthers, or vice versa. Fatmouth, you said Peter was scared. Why don't you go up? He says he doesn't find that he can't find the button. Yeah, I pressed the guest button in the bottom left that's how I found the list of viewers, and I couldn't find Fatmouth in that list of viewers. He might be there and I'm just overlooking it. I don't know. Or maybe did Fat Mouth like lose some followers or something and that's why TikTok isn't letting him anymore? Or maybe it shadow banned him or something. Fat Mouth, did you post something that TikTok might not have approved of? Oh well. Worst case scenario, it just end early, I guess. Looks like Gene Techman doesn't want to join either. Even though I invited him. Alright, not through the interface, I mean verbally. What would be the point of them lying to us about the shape anyways? You know, the thing I always hear now is, oh, that it's so that they so that we won't believe in God. But that doesn't make sense because like 90% of the world's population are both theists and globers. So like what an epically failed investment that would be. That would be like such a bad investment. Haven't seen one glober in years show the curve. Walleye, you want to join? We'll talk about it. Okay, I saw Fat Mouth join again. Is he in my list? I'm trying to find if there's a button I can use. I don't know, it's not showing me anything. Oh, Walleye, you just want me to talk and show the curve? All right. Well, first things first, you have to understand what curve means. Because I'm trying to think the best way to explain this. So we see on a celestial sphere, right? The world around us is basically in the form of a sphere around our viewpoint. Because we take our sample of light from a single point in space, roughly, you know, either our eye or a camera lens, and the rays of our vision diverge outward. Okay, now we can't tell how far the light travels to reach our view. We can only tell what direction it comes from, which means we see in a celestial sphere. Now, at ground level, both flat earthers and globers agree that the horizon is eye level. Eye level is an orthodrome on that celestial sphere. What that means is it cuts the sphere perfectly in half. You know, sky above, earth below. That's an orthodrome. It cuts the sphere perfectly in half. So what we would actually look for if we were trying to measure curvature on the globe is drop away. And my friend did send up a high altitude balloon in 2018, and I helped him calculate the results. We did measure 6 degrees of drop away from 120,000 feet. But if you want to see curvature, then look no further than hull down ships. Let me see here. Right here. This proves curvature. Because there is no other possible way that the bottom half of this ship could be obscured while the top half is still, while you can still distinguish details on the top half. This means the line of sight is broken by the water. And everybody, you know, the people on that ship would know the ship isn't sinking. It kind of looks like it's sinking, doesn't it? From our point of view on this beach, wherever it is. But it's not. That's curvature. I rest my case. You can get on a plane and see the horizon, just like on land, it gets further. He just said what he's seen. How can you say wrong? I think David Weiss is serious, so it makes sense. Yep, well, he wears a cage on his head. So why aren't shadows all the same length if the Earth is flat? All right, Walleye, you want to respond to this evidence? I just saw Globy, paid by NASA, McTruthface, says they prefer their echo chambers these days. They've just realized it's embarrassing to come on your lives, or on our lives. Yeah, probably true. Well, Walleye, then if you've seen this a million times, then why don't you have an explanation yet? It's very simple, okay? And don't freak out about this being a diagram like the other guy did, that this is, demonstrating the difference between deresolution and occultation. What we are seeing right here, this is occultation, not deresolution, because we can still distinguish details on the top half of the ship. That means positively, conclusively, that this water is obscuring the line of sight, breaking the line of sight between the bottom half of the ship and the camera lens. Zoom that in. Okay. You think zooming in is going to cause the boat to slide back upward? That does not make sense at all. That's just sheer nonsense. I mean, it would basically have the same effect as me moving the camera closer, like my phone camera. This is what zooming in would look like. You think this is going to bring the ship back up over that horizon? No. Yeah, stop mocking the evidence, Walleye, and actually form a disciplined argument, okay? I mean, if the amount of time and energy that flat earthers spend on rolling their eyes and going, "Oh my goodness," if that amount of time and energy was instead spent on actually understanding and responding, then we would be in a very different place in this argument. I just don't even want to hear that crap anymore. Just form a coherent argument, for crying out loud. Yeah, exactly what Aero 70 is saying. What would zooming do? It would not bring the ship back up over the horizon. It would just look like this. This is what zooming would look like. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, now you can see even more clearly that it's sliding down below the horizon. Obviously, I don't have this physical camera. I can't show you in physical terms what it would be, but I can promise you zooming does not change line of sight. Never. It does not ever, ever, ever change line of sight. Oh, and MC Diligence says that camera is zoomed. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see. Looks like it was taken by a Spanish-speaking individual. Author is Artistosteles. That's probably just a username. Yeah, they don't seem to give much info about it, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but in order to get this shot, you definitely would have to zoom pretty far in with a camera lens. This was probably a telephoto lens. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not getting any flat earthers right now in my guest requests. What is the scientific term for this? You mean this phenomenon right here? This is a hull down ship. Let me pull up the wiki article. Hull down, see? In sailing and warfare, to be hull down means that the upper part of a vessel or vehicle is visible, but the main lower body or hull is not. The term hull up means that all of the body is visible. The terms originated with sailing and naval warfare, in which the curvature of the earth causes an approaching vessel to be first visible sails up. Beginning in the 20th century, hull down has also been used in armored warfare, so like tanks and stuff. What is Jason Bays talking about? I just happened to glance back in the comments here. I'll leave, they hate me. What's going on? You guys weren't being too mean to the flat earthers, were you? What's going on? Dismissal of evidence in support of the cult. What did I miss? Oh, what's the more broad term for something disappearing over the horizon? Occultation, is that the word you were thinking of? Let's see. Is this the word you were thinking of right here? Now, this actually, this term is used even more often in astronomy. Like, for example, an eclipse. Yeah, the term is often used in astronomy, but can also refer to any situation in which an object in the foreground blocks from view an object in the background. Astronomy and black magic. There must be black magic in those camera lenses to make occultation when on a flat Earth. I'll tell you what. All right, my viewership is dwindling here, and I don't have any flat earthers requesting. One thing I think is that it's too early in the night. They all seem to be night owls, which is too bad because I like to be able to function when I get up for work in the morning. Where'd Walleye go? Yeah, I don't know. At least the flat earthers are not the coneheads from Saturday Night Live. What line of work am I in? I'm a software developer. I used to be a graphic designer, but I developed a software project and sold it to my company, and they were so impressed they promoted me. So I got to basically change careers within the same company. So many of them have really stopped coming into debates. That is just tragic. If it's really truly that they just don't want to face their opponents or face the truth, like that is truly tragic. Like that there are people like that. It's like that honestly kind of depresses me a little bit. Arrow 70 says, I want to see some of these ones that are so infamous you guys know them by name. Well, the problem is that some of them are infamous because they're so toxic, like Caleb or Nathan Thompson or whatever. Oh, that's my toxic trait. Your morbid curiosity here for the lurid subject of flat earth toxicity. The infamous ones have been hanging out in their echo chambers lately. And I'm sure they're calling this an echo chamber. I've lost debates before. It is kind of crushing. I get it. Well, the thing is, like, that's the thing is, like, if you approach the truth with, or if you approach a subject of debate with a humble, like, earnest desire for truth, then you're not going to get smacked down in the same way that these flat earthers get smacked down. It's their cocky attitude and their, like, impressive level of confident ignorance. It's like we end up with no choice but to slap them down, and it's like, yeah. I was telling Sparky Tex about this like a few nights ago when we had that one named Chris Farley, uh, that Bob the Science Guy smacked down with me. Um, it's like they're basically throwing themselves under your car, in front of your car, like if they just admitted that they don't know something, then like that saves them from humiliation. Because it's like 50,000 times more embarrassing to be confident that you know something and then to be smacked down from that, to have your pride cut down by someone else, than for you to volunteer that you are ignorant about something. People tend to respect that unless they're toxic. Let's see, I gotta catch up here. Sometimes I get talking and then don't check the comments. Yeah, Chris Farley didn't end well. Yeah, in fact, I think he might have. I don't know for sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I think Chris Farley might have reported some of my YouTube videos for phony privacy violations in an attempt to have YouTube take them down. Which is like, if that's true, if he, instead of replying to one single thing I sent him, because I did message him with some of the evidence he asked, I was trying to engage with him further. And instead of making one single reply, he just like tried to report one of my videos. If that's true, that is like shockingly coward, like a shocking level of cowardice. I don't know for sure. Of course, I can't prove it. There's Arrow 70 says there's a few I think take real good time to explain it to Flat Earth and don't insult them. Yeah, I try. I'm sure Matthew feels like I insulted him, but like he kind of was asking for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting cranky. It's cyclical. They seem to take turns on the gas pressure vacuum train. Yeah. Oh, never personally message them? I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on which one, right? Like, not that I've ever had a good outcome from that. Yeah. Arrow 70 says I tone match. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you were in here a little bit ago, Arrow 70, to see Matthew on my live. He was like, oh my goodness. He came in with this like prejudged idea of what my argument should have been, because that was when he had a comeback for. And when I didn't make that specific argument, he said it was bullcrap and stopped listening. It's like, what? That's like a long game begging the question fallacy. Genuine questions get genuine answers, with some sliding to answers, some angry boys. Yeah. Yeah, humility gets you so far in life. Yeah, 100%. It's like Jesus said, when you're invited to a wedding feast, don't immediately take the best seat. Because then, when someone more important than you comes, the wedding or the person in charge will come and say, please give up your seat to this other person, and then you will begin with shame to take the lowest place. Instead, you take the lowest place first, and then, someone will say, oh, please, sit somewhere better, and then you'll be honored in the sight of all. Maybe present some good proofs, Peter, and flat earthers will come on to challenge your proofs. I mean, I've been presenting proofs all day and they just run away. Best seed analogy in the Bible the other day. Yeah. I mean, Jesus was such a masterful teacher. I mean, how can you beat some of those parables? Those are they just hit you right in the gut. Clouds aren't gas, they're water vapor that is gas. So clouds actually, and this took me a while to figure out when I was like in high school and stuff. I was a very curious like science student in high school. Clouds are actually water liquid. So they're not vapor. It's when the vapor condenses into teeny tiny water droplets. And because they're so tiny, they are still suspended in the air. But it's atomized liquid is actually what it is. It's not water vapor, typically. That's how clouds form. That's my understanding, at least. And that's why, like, clouds can rain is because those atomized droplets actually start to come together and form larger droplets that aren't suspended in the air. Yeah, it's not steam. They're actually atomized liquid. Steam is vapor. How do clouds float if they're so heavy? Well, it's because, like I said, they're made of little teeny tiny droplets. Each individual droplet is so tiny that it's carried on the air around it. It isn't until they start coalescing into bigger and bigger droplets that those droplets become big enough that they rain. That nuance and the difference between gas and suspension is tough, yeah. I mean, vapor can be kind of visible. Like if you boil a pot of water, you'll see the steam coming off of it. But I don't know for sure if that's because, like, there's water droplets with it, or if it's, I don't know. First, one thing is that it's probable that there's some refraction, like so you'd see like kind of heat waves or whatever as some steam is coming out. A heated cloud debate. Badoom. Out of curiosity, did you ever check out In Search of a Flat Earth on YouTube? Oh, is that the guys that trolled Nathan Thompson? I did see that. Um, what was his name? Reckless Ben. Um, is that what you're referring to? No, okay, different thing. Maybe I didn't check it out then. In Search of a Flat Earth. Let's see. Let's see. Is this is this the one you're talking about, Arrow 70? Right here. Yeah. I haven't seen this. Yeah, maybe I'll have to sometime. What's this? Oh, Folding Ideas is a channel name. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Where did all the flurfers go? Well, he talks a lot about the why they believe it. There is a twist in there too. Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to mention that. There's kind of a proliferation recently of like flat earth documentaries about flat earth theory and stuff. I heard there was one that was on Netflix or something called Beyond the Curve, I think. I don't know. We couldn't find it on Netflix. I think maybe they took it off, or if it ever was there. I was telling my wife that I wanted us to watch that at some point. We'll see if we can arrange that, but yeah, I'll have to watch this too, I guess. Overall are on the decline. Interesting. Are they? That would be nice. Hey, they're terrified of Peter because he's educated and great at math. Well, thanks. So yeah, clouds are not gas, much less gas pressure. The flat earthers went over the cliff. Kryptonite, math, and physics, yep. No way for the gas to not fully dissipate without gravity and in a dome. What? Oh, right, yeah, okay. Random, have you seen the Chernobyl HBO miniseries? So good, so good. I have not seen that, I don't think. Oh, behind the curve, not beyond the curve. Yeah, I made the same mistake when I was looking it up earlier and we figured it out. And then I made it again just now. Oops. Every gas needs a container, so show one without one. Yeah, I think sea level is a great answer. We're deep in a gas pressure conversation. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a dumb thing that flat earthers like they design their own test for globers that they want globers to try to perform. Like show me a gas a gas without a container that doesn't expand to fill. And it's like, well, obviously you want one on a laboratory level, not on a planetary level. Which means that you are basically gerrymandering the evidence. You can't do that. That's you can't just the globe model is not a restaurant that you can just come and order whatever evidence you want from. You have to understand the concepts and follow the concepts. Gravity does not work at a laboratory scale like that. I mean, I think there's like what is it, the Cavendish experiment or something? I saw Professor Nixie, I think it was, on one of his lives. He had like one partially assembled experiment to show gravity in a laboratory, but it's like a very delicate experiment. You can't just like, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Gotta catch up again. Fog machine says otherwise. um, well, Hobbs, some of them say that. I have heard some that say that it's a bound, like system inside a dome or whatever. Gas pressure needing a container would be debunked by atmospheric pressure, right? Yeah, pretty much. Gravity is globe magic. Only we had a mobile black hole. I mean, black holes are freaking dangerous and scary. I'm kind of glad we don't have one. Oh no, Arrow 70 is not a flat earther. He's just talking to you about what like how common those beliefs are. God wanted a terrarium. Yeah, Arrow 70 is cool. He's a Glober. He's been in my comments and stuff for pretty much since the beginning. Oh, I can be if you need me to. Good one. What about the Earth's core? The other side would be melting on a flat Earth. Yeah, the thing is, like, a lot of that science is all like, the Earth being a globe is kind of the foundation. I heard one guy say, maybe it was like Professor Dave or whatever his name was. He said it was like the first thing we figured out as a species, in terms of science. And he's kind of right in a way. Like, there are so much of modern science is built on that foundation. And that's honestly one of the reasons I think why flat earthers find it so appealing, is because it's like, ooh, this is such a big apple cart I can turn over, you know? um, it really appeals to the dramatic sense of like the red pill nonsense or whatever. Like, oh, it's way bigger of a conspiracy than you even know, but like, yeah. Except it's not true. And most of them don't think about another side that's not the important part. There's no geology to consider. The science is secondary. It's about defying norms. Yeah. It's basically turtles all the way down. That's basically it. Oh boy. It's about being right when they don't feel important. Flat earthers don't care if the earth is actually flat as much as they care about hating authority. Yeah, that's an insightful thing to say. I think that's true. Oh, it was the Cavendish experiment I was thinking of. I'm glad that I remembered that. I might have to I've been going for almost 2 hours now. I almost think sometimes like I would get more flat earth activity, like more interesting conversations, more flat earthers in my live here if I actually waited until after midnight. It's like, I swear, TikTok is like for the nocturnal people. It's entry level cult gateway to other conspiracies. Yep. I hate how they say we're indoctrinated. Don't they realize they are too? Yeah, that's something they don't want you to say. Social media makes other conspiracies as available as so people who would become flat earth become QAnoners. Yeah. What are their top reasons for a flat earth? I went outside and couldn't find the curve. That's the top reason I hear. I tried to debunk flat earth and couldn't do it. I started questioning what I'd been told. That's exactly how they sound too. Just like that. I'm just kidding around. If there are any flat earthers, please don't take that personally. Have you spoken to anyone who thinks the earth is neither flat nor round, a different shape? Yes, I actually have. There was one in my comments that somebody was talking to. It might have been Arrow 70, or maybe not. It might have been somebody else. He was kind of stuck on this experiment done by a guy named Picard, who said that it looked like a... What? Is somebody inviting me to join their live? I don't want to join a live with another creator. That sounds like a trap. Yeah, so they were talking about somebody named Picard like went up in a hot air balloon and said something about, oh, it looks like it's curving upward like a Picard quote horizon, not Captain Picard from Star Trek. Okay, Picard hot air balloon. Auguste Picard. Oh, it's two C's. I was spelling it wrong. Lived in the early 20th century. What is the username? I'm sorry, I missed it. I don't remember now. Video with the guy making the convex. Oh, Slim Pala. He was in my live. There was I do have a video of him. I was gonna mention him after I mentioned the guy in my comments. Um, yeah, the guy in my comments was an actual like convex earther. Slim Pala was I was describing him as a cup earther. And I don't know what the difference would be, but he seemed to think it's sometimes convex, sometimes concave. I don't, or I probably said that wrong. Concave earther. Yeah. Anyway, I need to put on my screen request to join to attract them. Maybe. Oh, we got coin paints in here. Welcome, coin paints. Do you want to join coin paints? I've got no other flat earthers right now. I mean, I don't know exactly how you describe yourself, but what's my educational background? Is that what you're asking? I actually was homeschooled, and then I have a Bachelor of Arts. See, I've never thought of myself as the smartest science or STEM guy. Like, I have a bunch of people in my family who are like IT people. They've always been like obviously going to pursue computer science and IT jobs and stuff. And so I knew I wasn't as competent as them in IT. And next to somebody like Bob the science guy, I'm not that good at science either. So like that's one of the reasons why I was pursuing art, is because my main like passion is illustration and graphic design. So I was hoping to get like some kind of dream job or something, and so I got a Bachelor of Arts. And I hated college. I didn't want to go for any other degrees. So, oh, Coin Paint says he's trying to get kiddos to sleep. That's too bad. I understand though. Aren't available to be persuaded. Yeah, that is an interesting phrase. Yeah. I feel like we are very similar. Hobbs says, aren't you a preacher or an elder? Are you talking to me? I actually am not. That if you are asking, yeah, that's a very interesting thing that you had that impression. Um, I wonder what exactly that points to. Like, because obviously I'm very open about being a Christian. But there are Christians who would tell me I'm not very Christian because, I don't support a certain political candidate or something. So, oh, I know you're godly as all. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. I do try. Uh, They don't get to qualify your faith. Yeah, I know. Thank you. It's not an insult. Yeah, I didn't take it as an insult. I I think that if somebody's going to approach it with fear and trembling and the right attitude of humility toward God, then being a preacher or an elder is a very high calling, a very sacred and respectable calling. And I know people that I respect who are preachers and elders. Um, I know some who I kind of wish, that they might learn a little bit on certain subjects. um, but yeah, I don't take the idea of a preacher or an elder to be an insult or anything. Oh, Toothy Card says I would have figured you were some sort of engineer or physicist. Well, thank you. I am a software engineer right now, professionally. But my passion is illustration and graphic design, and I'm not formally trained as a engineer. I do have a lot of like engineering knowledge, and I have something of an engineering mind. I often use that in my hobby work. For example, one of my biggest passions right now is a what they call a con world, like a fictional world building for. I'm gonna make a graphic novel, um, and I've just been pouring all kinds of engineering and science knowledge into that world building process, but it's all fiction, right? Um, so like I have a whole planet system that I've designed and stuff. Coin Paint says you have the best breakdown videos I've seen to explain the Earth. Oh, thanks. That's very nice. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, End of Days says, take care. I wish you could have helped me. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, let's see. Yeah, I was going to show this to, who was asking about this? Toothy Card, yeah. Yeah, so this is like something pertaining to my constructed fictional world. You can find this on ithalica.world. That's EITHALICA.world. This is like the fictional world I'm building for my graphic novel. And this is my biggest passion. Like someday I hope to transition my social media presence online to promoting this when I have something more to show. I'm in development of the graphic novel right now. So anyway, yeah. So I do have something of an engineering mind. It's just that I came about it in a kind of backwards way, I guess. Um, I don't know. I had a family full of like IT people, and so like I didn't feel like like to me growing up in that family, the thing that uniquely identified me, that I felt like was closest to who I was is my artwork. And so I didn't necessarily want to spend all of my effort in academics and the professional world trying to compete with a bunch of people who were just a little better than me, at something that I wasn't even that passionate about. So the thing that really is unique to me is that connection between engineering and artwork. So I've like written programs to like create simulations to use in my world building. I've written programs to create artwork. I've written software for Minecraft worlds. I've written uh I've done a bunch of CGI, in Blender and stuff, and Pavre. The Pavre is like an old ray tracer from the 80s. I was working with that when I was a kid, like preteen. Um, so like basically I've used software in so many different ways other than making a living and joining that like rat race. Sparky Tech says I started out in electrical engineering, but I had struggles with math because I never took calculus. Calculus is interesting. It can be difficult, but it is interesting. I see almost a parallel. I just looked back at this Era 70 comment. Absolutely a connection between engineering mind and the arts. They aren't exclusive. Almost like religion and science. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if that's, I don't know, just my brain just kind of made that connection. My professors wanted me to minor in art and do biology textbook illustrations. That is interesting. Yeah, that could be a viable career path. Wrote a big Python automation app for my job, big learning opportunity, not my job description. That kind of reminds me of something I showed this to QTF Enjoyer. I don't know if he's here right now, but he's sometimes in my lives and comments. Let's see. Where is this? This might take me a second to find to show you guys. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is this is a little JavaScript simulation I wrote. I spent like, I don't know, 6 hours with heavy distractions working on this. Like in July 2 years ago. And basically it's an orbital simulator that simulates these orbits of these two like little moons of this giant planet. And this was for my fictional world. Give it a while and it'll start to show you trails to show like where the orbit has been, kind of migration of orbits and stuff like that. I was trying to get to basically engineer a scenario where the two moons would collide, like almost head on. Not like retrograde head on, but like direct hit kind of thing. And it required basically simulating the whole thing. Because I like to get the physics right in my fictional world. So, is the big one affected by the little moon's gravity? I did not simulate it at that level. So no, I think the big one is exempt from the simulation. It's just the anchor for everything. I guess I'm trying to get it in the ballpark to make the fictional story plausible. To help suspension of disbelief for science nerds. Because I was always like complaining. I was always the kid who would complain about science fiction. Like, that's not realistic, and stuff like that. If in Star Trek and Star Wars and all the like Stargate, and I didn't watch a lot of Stargate, but it was always my passion to write some kind of science fiction that did follow known science to a much closer degree than you see in a lot of science fiction. So yeah, that's funny the way that's like doing a lens flare on my camera right now. It's just white. There's nothing like that's not an effect inside my simulation. Yeah, this is all done in JavaScript. Eventually, they are going to collide, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember how long it takes. I've got some metrics in the top here. This is like frames that it's calculated, and this is, Earth days. Add lens flare. Add 50 more sci-fi. Yeah. We got also relative speed and relative distance. It's slightly cut off. Yeah. Imagine we are in a simulation God created. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, I guess. Yep. Well, I don't know if you guys want to sit here for the whole thing until it collides. I think it's got a ways to go. I don't remember. I could peek into the JavaScript and see. Let's see. Or maybe this would be better if I did. Yeah. Let's see. I put a scenario journal here. Okay, so it's frame 99117. So we have quite a ways to go. I think I was really happy with this version because it took so long. I wanted a big, long history of the orbits before they collided. Yeah, the two moons are gravitationally interacting with each other, and that's why you see the orbits migrate so much. They share an orbital plane, so it's only a 2D simulation. But yeah, they are definitely interacting with each other. Well, I don't want to bore you guys. It's going to take a while for these to actually collide. Wonder if there's maybe yeah, I think I have one here that's just the collision itself. Yeah. This is and this is like simulated on a much more granular scale. Of course, it's not going to explode because I didn't do any particle physics. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my little simulation. Oh, we need explosions. Well, yeah, I mean, if that features in a graphic novel at some point, then obviously there would be an explosion, like, and I would make that very dramatic and very epic and everything. But for my little science demo to help me like to help me design the physics of the situation, and answer like the basic questions of orbital parameters and things like that. I didn't need to do any particle physics, but It's not for dramatic effect there. It's for science. Yeah, I guess we kind of got off subject, didn't we? I should probably close out the live soon. Explosions always help, yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining. It's been fun. My wife is so wonderful and so chill about all of this. She's so supportive. It's amazing. In fact, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. She's wonderful. You have to check out that doc on YouTube. Yeah, I'll check it out. All right, guys. Have a good night. +1 for the wife. Yep. Thanks. Win marriage life. Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.